Hi, everybody. It's Matthew Mitchell. I am truly grateful to be back to you again. I'm going to be doing a continuation on the previous topic of debt. This time I will be focusing more on debt repayment, a plan implemented through the Dave Ramsey snowball effect, as well as finding ways to reducing debt and eventually becoming debt free, as well as creating a lifestyle that is conducive with not incurring more debt. To begin with, I want to show to you a document that is given to many people through churches, through organizations, through people who are severely in debt, teaching them financial management skills as well as strategies to live a financially stable lifestyle. Now, to begin with, there is a saying. It says, now it's time to knock off that debt. List your debts in order from the smallest balance to the largest. Don't be concerned with interest rates unless two debts have a similar payoff balance. In that case, list the one with a higher interest rate first. As you start eliminating debt, you'll start to build some serious momentum. These quick wins will keep you motivated so you'll be able to stay on track. The idea of the snowball is simple. Pay minimum payments on all of your debts except for the smallest one, then attack that one with gazelle intensity. We gotta love Dave Ramsey, some of his coined terms. So the first thing that we need to do based on this list is to find an item that we owe. And the first one that most people will put down is their credit card amount. I have a few $100s on my MasterCard, so I would put it down here first. My total payoff being $100 with a minimum payment of anywhere between $30 to $40 a month, as well as a new payment depending on how quickly I want it to pay off. I also have a unsecured debt loan of several $1,000s that I owe, with a total payment of being several grand and a minimum payment between $100 to $200 a month, with a new payment being placed here. At this particular time, I have not decided to implement more payments towards debt. Rather, I'm going to be saving more money for the future, and then in that case, I'll be able to pay off more lump sums of the debt instead of tackling it now and not saving very much money. The overall theme of getting out of debt is to keep track of your debt amount, how much monthly payment you have to dedicate towards debt servicing, as well as paying down your principal. Debt servicing meaning the interest payments that you owe on the debt amount. So when you pay off a loan, I know this is a little oxymoron, but when you make those monthly payments, oftentimes you're not really paying down a whole lot on the principal. You're actually paying more down on the interest rather than vice versa. It's only later on down the amortization chart that you're actually going to be paying down more principal. So when you take out a loan for the first year or two of the 5 years, you're paying down very little principal and a whole lot of interest. Just a little to keep in mind. Another important fact of getting out of debt is to look at oneself. I believe that of the two, if I were to compare looking at the debt and looking at the math and looking at myself, I believe that looking at myself is a lot more important, because it is our day-to-day actions that causes us either to go deeply into debt or vice versa, to save a lot of money. One of the strategies that I've been doing, just stating one of my personal opinions, is that I have found ways to dramatically reduce debt. Each month I have a little list of all of the expenditures that I write down. And I've been working very hard to faithfully stay in track of that list. What I do is I just get a 3x5 card and I write down every expenditure that I am required to have each month. And depending on that, those expenditures and my monthly income determines my decisions that I will make for the following month. One of the big decisions that I have made right now in my life is I currently don't own a car. I actually don't particularly need a vehicle. Most people believe they need a vehicle. It is, in my own personal opinion, that you only need a vehicle if you're getting from here to work and back, vice versa, because that is helping you to keep a job and bring in cash flow. I was able to find a job that doesn't require a vehicle. It took a little bit more effort, but it was well rewarded in the fact that I don't have car payments, insurance premiums to pay, gas, and maintenance fees, which range between $400 to $500 a month for me. Another factor that I have done is I have set up a savings strategy. I have an account where I put away 10% each month of my income away where I have no access to it whatsoever. And to be honest with you, it's not really about making more money. This strategy is to teach me the importance and the discipline of being able to save money. I've actually been able to discipline myself a lot more following a monthly budget because I forced myself to put away 10%. Now that I have 10% less to work with, I actually have to budget even more because I have less money coming in at the end of the month. And a really interesting belief is that if you put away 10% of your income, you're going to have a lot less money. Well, that's actually not true. I have almost the exact same lifestyle that I had before I put away my 10%. There's nothing different. I have the exact same amount of items. I have almost the exact same lifestyle. I just am now more frugal, more thrifty because I have that 10% that I know automatically is going to be gone each month and I don't access it whatsoever. It's almost a blessing, in fact, to just put it in a black hole and hopefully magically somewhere later on down the road when you actually need it, it's there for you. Another thing that I have actually learned, and I learned this from a lady, Melody. She is one of my financial advisors that I talk with frequently. And she's absolutely right. You got to have a grocery list because it's so easy to go down to the Maverick station, buy sodas, go buy energy drinks, buy little knickknacks at stores that you don't particularly actually need. You feel like you need it, but you don't because it's such a cheap bargain price. You feel like you can get away with spending that money. Well, even the one or two little dollar purchases that we make have a huge impact on our finances. I've been a lot more careful about keeping track of those things. And I've actually noticed a huge difference. I've actually almost have an extra $100 each month that I've been able to save because I don't buy little knickknacks anymore. So I'm always on the prowl to prevent knickknack purchases, and that includes using a credit card. I don't use a credit card for any purchase unless it's absolutely necessary. Um, Another important feeling in reducing debt is to live a lifestyle that is conducive with not needing to borrow money. I don't, as I said before, I don't have a car, so I save $400 to $500 a month not having a vehicle. It does require more planning on my part to manage my time better and to let my resources know in advance. I need a ride from this destination to this destination. But for the most part, my life hasn't really changed a whole lot since I've gotten rid of a car. I just have a lot less expenses to worry about now than I did before. Another is to the presumption that you need to have all these wonderful things in order to make your life look cool in front of others. And I've actually developed an I don't care attitude. I'm not one of those gothic punks that's going to walk down the street with baggy pants, dirty clothes, because I don't care how other people feel about me. It's I'm going to go do what I do, be myself, be poor, and be happy with it, and be content and be confident in who I am as an individual. I don't need to dress up. I don't need to completely throw on a lot of charm and polish to have others like me. I can do that just by being myself and being who I am and treating others well and with kindness. So the overall themes is look at the Dave Ramsey snowball effect and look at paying yourself 10% of your monthly incomes, put away the money, pretend that it's no longer there, it's gone, it doesn't exist. Your life is not going to change if you put away 10% of your income each month. I'm a living testament of that. If anything, it actually helps you with budgeting your money better. Avoiding knick-knack purchases, anything between $1 to $2. Don't even think for 1 second that you're saving money. You're still spending money. You're just spending less money than you would normally with a higher purchase. In fact, if you get rid of all knick-knack purchases, you're actually able to buy nicer things because then you have money for larger uh, consumption lump sums. You could save between anywhere of $100 to $150 a month, a year, or several $100s a year if you avoid knick-knack purchases. So be on the prowl for the little things that can eat away at your finances. And also live a lifestyle that is not conducive to borrowing money. Don't be worried about how other people think about you. If you are worried, then already people aren't going to have a high opinion because nobody wants somebody that needs somebody else's approval. They're already worried about who they are in their lives. Just be yourself, be confident with who you are, and don't worry about how others feel. Just treat everybody with kindness.